Grand Rising, everyone. Hope you guys are okay. Hope you're doing well. And I hope everything is going as planned. This is Denzomos. You're welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality. I talk about personal and self development. And if that's what resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share this with your friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. I'm doing this video on request, a podcast. It's not a video, it's a podcast. And I've been having so many questions in my inbox, emails as well. How to heal after narcissistic abuse. And I want to share this journey with you. So a lot of you guys who are still trapped with the narcissist, you haven't even begun your journey. There is a few things that you really, really need to know. Okay. So this video will help the victims, the survivors. They already know. We have all walked our own journeys. Everybody has healed in their own way, in their own means, in their own capacity. The journeys have not been the same, but the results have all been aimed at healing. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand that I personally didn't know anything. I don't know who a narcissist. I didn't know who a narcissist was. So I spent a very long time trying to understand what I was going through. Okay, it was a couple of years. I didn't know what was happening. My health had failed at the time. I was struggling in many ways, emotionally, health-wise. It wasn't good. Things was not bad. Things wasn't good. Things was terrible at the time. So my journey began when I went through an awakening. At the time, I didn't even know that I'd awakened. I didn't know at the time. Something just happened, and I felt there was a very huge lift off of my chest. I would later on learn that I had been trauma bonded with this particular individual, and I had always been living in denial. I would see the pain. It was horrible, but at the same time, I didn't know how to get away. Now, I remember in that particular moment, I found out that this was narcissistic abuse. Okay, it was a very shocking moment for me. And then that's when I started reflecting back in the years, all these things that had been happening. I started putting the puzzles together, and I saw that everything was falling in its own place. So I was eventually able to understand and to see this particular narcissist for who they were. And then I knew and I realized that if I do not do anything about this, I would have ended up in a very bad place. Okay. Now, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you guys know that when you have found out, maybe you have had some information somewhere online, maybe you had somebody talk, it is very important for you to understand that you need to see things for what they are. Because when a person is in denial, especially a person who is still dealing with the trauma bond, they are going to find every excuse to stay. Okay? Or maybe they are hoping this person is going to change. Maybe they are hoping they didn't get things right, or maybe they misunderstood the whole situation. Excuse me, guys. You need to see things for what they are. And then another thing you need to also realize that the person that you're dealing with, the individual you're dealing with, they're not going to change, okay? You're going to be waiting for that change forever. The change will never come. And then eventually, even if you might also kind of understand it from a physical or let's say psychological or mental perspective, which also can make some sense, you also need to see things from a spiritual perspective. You are dealing with demonic warfare. You are under attack. In other words, you are under spiritual attack. The person you're dealing with, they need you for so many things, but most importantly, they need you for your energy. They're not willing to let you go. They might go, leave you a day or two, they won't return. They might go for a week, they'll return. It's a cycle. And the person you're dealing with cannot break out of this cycle. So the most important thing that you can do when you have figured out what it is, maybe you've had it from somewhere else, could be online, maybe you've been reading a book, or maybe you watched some program, or maybe you have a friend who was talking about it. Try to gather as much information as you can. Watch the videos. The information is there. There is so many coaches online now. They're talking about narcissistic abuse. Try to get some information online. Listen it very closely and see if you can add up some pieces, because a lot of information has been hidden from you, from this particular narcissist, because they did not want you to see the truth for what it was. They wanted you stuck in that bubble, so you can never be able to come to the realization of the truth. When that has happened, you are going to make a very difficult decision. You are going to remove yourself from the problem. If the problem has not removed itself from you, which in most cases they won't, because I've told you they can't, they can only do that temporarily, but they cannot permanently leave you alone, then you are going to make a decision. You are going to remove yourself from the problem. Now, when you're removing yourself from the problem, you are now creating that space, because there is no more space and room for abuse. You are no longer there to be abused, because when you are there, they will continue to abuse you until you are able to leave. Sometimes God is showing you these people. God is showing you somebody, because you see, you are too much glued to the wrong person. And sometimes God is giving you the signs. The abuse is so intensive. You feel like you cannot handle it for the next day or next hour or two. So God is showing you these things so that you can be able to understand that you need to understand and respect yourself, where you are able to now start walking away. So what I'm saying here is remove yourself from the problem. First of all, even before you think about the healing, remove yourself from the problem. Now, I know when I'm talking about removing yourself from the problem, I'm already making you understand, and I understand as well that it is not easy, okay? You've been used to these people, they're your parents, maybe it's a job place, maybe they're your friends. It is hard to let them go. Remove, ladies and gentlemen, you have got to remove yourself from the problem. Why are you doing this? Because you are not going to be able to heal in the same place or with the same person that has hurt you. You are not going to get the solution from that same person that's already broken you. The only thing they know is they are going to break you even further if you cannot remove yourself. Number two, you are going to go no contact. This one also, I know that it's very hard. All these things I'm talking about, I understand, ladies and gentlemen. This is not something easy, but you have got to train yourself. You have got to put in the effort. When you're talking about healing after narcissistic abuse, you always have got to put in the effort, because if you do not put in the effort, ladies and gentlemen, nobody's going to do it for you. Go no contact. Remove phone numbers. Block these people. Make sure that you do not have any form of contact with these individuals. In some case scenarios, you might even be required to get out of town. Okay, you may be required to get out of town. You may be required to move very far away from these people, because when you are in that vicinity where you still have access to those particular individuals, that is when you're giving them room to still show up and come around, and they're going to be trying to suck you back in so that they can abuse you even further. So basically what I'm saying is go no contact. Then you have got to do also some cleaning. Okay, go to the I don't know what phones you've been using. Go to the messages, remove all the messages you've had from these people. Get rid of those pictures. You have a lot of these pictures together when you was on dates and whatever. Sometimes when you was even in the bedroom. Get rid of all those pictures and make sure that you trash those things that remind you of that particular individual. Also make sure that when you're leaving and you're removing yourself from that particular problem, don't take the things that are going to remind you of that person. We're talking about wedding rings. We're talking about jewelry they bought for you way back in time when there was love bombing you, the dresses they used to buy you, everything that is involved that reminds you of that particular individual. You need to get rid of it, okay? Trash it, burn it. I don't know what you can do, but I don't even recommend that you should even donate it to anybody because nobody deserves that kind of energy. It's one of the reasons why when I was doing my decluttering video, I told you guys that I personally don't like to deal with second-hand things, those things you just pick up from used clothes and stuff like that. I don't want to deal with that energy, okay? You've already been dealing with that energy and you don't want to contaminate yourself with that energy because you may never know the kind of energy you're trying to get back into your life. So you're going through a period, which is the next one. You're going to go in a very isolated space. That isolated space, you're isolating yourself because you want to start gathering getting your mind back together so that you can be able to make sense of everything. You cannot be able to make sense of what has been going on when you're still entangled and you're still living around those people. So you need to get away, block, remove, and go no contact. And then now you need to go through some few. I think for me it was about 3 months. I isolated myself for about 3 months. Don't try to call them, okay? In that process, also make sure that you do not go around. Probably they have got, sometimes when you leave a narcissist, you may see them, they are, going to go around on these social media site, whatever their pages, and they're going to start posting things about themselves. They're on that holiday. They promised you a holiday for so many years, which never happened. Now, all of a sudden, you have been discarded or they've discarded you. And now you're seeing them on these holidays. They seem like they're having fun, all this. Don't try to look on those, the moment you keep on sneaking up, which is one of the things that many people do when they have left a narcissist behind. You always want to know what they are doing. You're going around and checking their social media pages and what they're doing on Facebook or whatever, what they're posting on their TikToks and stuff like that. So make sure that you do not involve yourself in sneaking up on their social media pages because you're trying to break a trauma bond. And a trauma bond is some kind of an energy that is connected to you spiritually. So whenever you look at those pictures and try to get information on those people, you may sometimes recognize that you are actually reactivating that trauma bond. And it's even going to make you miss them more. And you might even end up picking up the phone and calling them. And in that same time, when you're in isolation, always promise yourself that you're not going to make any form of contact. So you're not going to show up. Sometimes these narcissists have a tendency. They have a tendency of trying to call you. They may call you randomly. Or, there is this shoes you left in the house, or there is this dress you left over here. There's some property you left around. No, don't do that. Or sometimes they may just show up out of the blue, and they might want to tell you things like, there is something I forgot in the house or things like that. No, don't do that. Make sure that they cannot gain access to the home. Okay, don't try to get into close proximity with those individuals, a meter or two. Don't try to shake their hand. Don't try to hug them because those people, they have some energy around them that whenever you get into contact with these people, it is going to reactivate that trauma bond. And sometimes you're going to end or find yourself going back to the beginning. Now, when that is happening in isolation, try to find out where the damage, assess, I think the word is called assess the damage that has been done. Back in the days for me, in the years, we're talking about years 5+, I had to sit down by myself and see what damage has been done during that situationship. So there had been some health problems. Of course, there was stomach problems, and then there was skin problems. I had developed acne, and I was struggling with a lot of different things, including gum disease as well. So you're now starting to make what you can do, anything you can do to start healing physically. It may also require you to visit a doctor. Okay, you may have to go and visit a doctor. Maybe you're going through, there's some problems have been happening for you with your health. Go and make sure that you address those problems. Ladies and gentlemen, you have no idea, but I personally got rid of the skin problem. It took me about 3 months to fully get rid of that skin problem. Now, there's also something you need to know when you're on this journey of healing. When you started your healing journey, the body is going to start to recover. Now, not only are you recovering spiritually and emotionally, you're also recovering physically. So sometimes the body may start manifesting different things. It is going to be different for everybody. You may start seeing a lot of problems with your health, some problems with your eyes, something going on with your, maybe you may start experiencing some problems with your weight. Maybe you're getting underweight or overweight. Address those problems, okay? These are very serious things. And sometimes, even before you start healing emotionally, spiritually, or mentally, address the physical things first, the things that you can see. Okay, you have been having stomach problems, go and get a full checkup. And another thing also, which is very important, because you could have been involved with the narcissists who are sleeping around. You could have been triangulated with so many people over the years, and sometimes you could even have some sicknesses. You could have contracted some, STDs without you being aware. Go and get yourself checked, get your blood checked, get your gums checked, get your eyes checked, make sure that all your body is checked so that when there is a problem, you can get the right treatment for that particular problem. Okay. Now there are some people who may be in a good financial state and you may afford therapy. Maybe you may afford therapy, maybe you can afford regular sessions with a particular coach or whatever, or maybe it could be a psychologist. If you can't afford in that time, yes, make sure that you try to make some appointments, and every now and then you can visit with a doctor or a therapist or a psychologist or whatever. But at the same time, you also have to be a little bit careful, because it is not all people that are willing or trying to treat you, they are the right people to do so. You may sometimes be dealing with the next narcissist, because these people, it is also possible that you can find them in different areas of society. So try to make sure that you're dealing with the right person. Okay, use your discernment, use your intuition. If you see any other signs that this person that is probably helping you or you're dealing with maybe probably giving you more problems, then it's time for you to cut those sessions, and you might have to find the person that resonates with you. For me, back in the days, at that time, I was not in financial position. I didn't have the capacity. I didn't have the money at the time. So I didn't involve myself with any therapy or whatever. So I had to do everything on my own. Now, you're going to do things later on. This may be deep into your healing journey, maybe a couple of months, couple of, I don't know, whatever. You might have to get involved with a community group. Okay, find the group that has got a similar, maybe it could be a little group. Maybe they have got some, classes every now and then, and they're getting some help. Okay, involve yourself in that little group. Maybe it can be a group of some people that have also gone through abuse and stuff like that, and they may be having some little classes somewhere. Try to join the group. Sometimes even these groups are free. Most of the times, these kind of groups that are involved with these things, they can be free. They can be sometimes sponsored by the government. So involve yourself with that group. But again, me personally, like I've told you, I've done everything alone. I'm just giving you some things that may be very beneficial to your journey, your healing journey. Now, another thing I could talk about, I want to recommend, I don't know what is your faith. You may be a person who is spiritual, maybe a person who is religious. It doesn't even matter. You can do some prayers, okay? Pray, but whatever you're doing to pray, make sure that you're praying to break the trauma bond, okay? Break all these soul ties that you've been having with these people. You have engaged with these people for so long enough, so definitely you might be dealing with a soul tie. You might be dealing with something, that needs to break spiritually. So you can pray about it. Personally, I was into meditation. I still do meditate until this moment. So take some time to meditate. Sit down in silence. Maybe, I don't know what meditation means for you. Maybe you have to start getting into physical activity. Maybe you want to take some long walks on the beach, or you want to take some long walks in the park. Spend that time alone. And in that time, also very important, that I might have forgotten, don't try to go into a next relationship, because that moment is going to be lonely. When you're trying to break a trauma bond with a narcissist, you may sometimes find that you have these feelings of loneliness. You've been used to probably sexual activity, and you want to get intimate with somebody. Don't try to get into a relationship. Some of those mistakes we have done, but I can promise you they didn't work out because you have not done the healing work. you just went into a new relationship, even before you healed yourself. It is normally going to turn out very bad, because it will not work out, because you haven't yet healed to be able to get prepared properly to get into a new and healthy relationship. So don't try to date. Don't try to look for a new relationship before you have healed the past relationship with the ex-narcissist. And this also goes to all kinds of relationships. It is not only with narcissistic people. You also have to get used to healing yourself before getting into another relationship. Something that people may call the rebound. Okay, don't get into rebounds. The rebounds never really work out, ladies and gentlemen. Something else I would like to talk about. Don't try to engage with the people that used to be a part of the team. Of course, you was married to this person. There used to be some aunties who used to pop in and out of the house. There used to be some family members who used to show up. Some people used to come at the house. So these people, they are called the mutual friends, okay? Mutual friends or whatever, even family members. Don't try to engage those people, okay? Don't try to call them and start explaining a lot of things and whatever, because there's a very big chance that most of the things that you're explaining to those people, they are going to get into contact. Because remember that the narcissist is also trying to get information on you. What are you doing, and where you are, and what's going on in your life, your private life. So what you do now, don't try to talk with those people. Don't give them a lot of information. In most cases, when you're going no contact also includes not contacting the people that was a part of the team back in the days when you were still in the abuse. Because those people may be turned into flying monkeys. So those flying monkeys now may be coming around to siphon information from you. And sometimes that information is going to be brought back to the narcissist that you've been dealing with. Sometimes they may want to know where you live, only for you to find out that they are starting to show up and try to find you where you live, and they want to get access to your home. Don't do those things. Be on your own, okay? You cannot discuss anything with anyone. You have to be selective of the people that you want to discuss that situation, because you need to remember as well that not everybody understands narcissistic abuse. So you cannot just go out there and sit down with everybody and tell them everything, what was happening. Many people don't understand these things, okay? And most of the times when you're explaining, some people are going to think you're the problem. Sometimes people are going to think you're crazy because you're talking about things they do not understand. So don't try to talk with a lot of people. Just find the people that probably understand narcissistic abuse. There's a lot of coaches online. So a lot of survivors and victims of abuse, what they normally do, they try to go online and get some information. And again, it is not always that everybody online is a good person. There may be sometimes people that even narcissists that you're not aware of. So just be very sure that you get counsel and guidance from the right people, okay? Get some information. You don't have to listen to everything they are saying, but try to get some information that will help you as well on your journey. And again, I have to say, it's a very long journey to heal. A lot of us have been on this journey for years, and we are still doing the work just to show you how intensive is healing from narcissistic abuse. It is something that is on a completely different level. And you have to improvise, ladies and gentlemen. Some of the things you have to improvise. Not all the time you're going to have the resources. Not all the time there will be the money to do certain things. So sometimes you have to improvise and, do the work on your own. Not everybody will be around there or out there to help you. If you get the people who will help you, it will be a bonus. It will be a bonus for you. But at the same time, you may not always get the people to help you in different ways. Even sometimes you need a person to talk with. If you can't afford sessions, get in touch with coaches. There's coaches online. I also sometimes offer sessions when it comes to healing after abuse. There's even other coaches. Find a coach that resonates with you, that you like their vibe and their energy. Get in touch with those coaches. They will help you. There's a couple of them online that can help you when you're going through narcissistic abuse. What else have I mentioned? Take care of your health. Take care of your health, okay? Try to eat well. You've been entangled for so many years. You've been eating a lot of junk. Try to make sure that you choose the right foods, okay? Make sure that you hydrate your body at all times. Drink a lot of water, juices, whatever, smoothies, anything you can. Ground yourself. Make sure that you connect with nature. Pray if you can, meditate, and do things that are going to help you to raise your personal vibrational frequency. Because you see, when you are or you have left a narcissist, there's a very big chance you are on an extremely low vibration. So for you to be able to get out of that energy, you need to do things that are going to raise your personal vibration and frequency, because the energy of a narcissist is on a low vibration. So you need to outshine that energy and vibrate higher. That is also what contributes to your personal healing as a person. Now, if there's some other things I may not have mentioned, it could be probably, I don't remember everything, but those are some of the steps I took to heal after narcissistic abuse. Your situation may be different. You may be having probably family, maybe you're dealing with family, maybe you're dealing with the ex-narcissist with kids and stuff like that. Those things may be different, and we may have to deal with that in a different way. So in that way, in that case, I encourage you, you may as well book a session. We may go through your personal situation, and I may give a little bit more guidance depending on what situation you're dealing with at the time. Until then, guys, let us know what you think. Drop us a comment, like, share, and subscribe. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Like I said, you might always book a session if you want to. You can also donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys in my next one. Denzomos signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.